black girl nerves. Better shake your booties for black girl nerves.
Congratulations on your big giant billboard. When you have a billboard that big, I mean, that's something really few people will have in their life. What do you look at? What do you look at first when you see yourself, like just your giant self on the side of a building?
I mean, I've never seen my lips that huge. I counted the stories. I was like, 8 stories. Wow, this is awesome. It's wild. I never thought of that. You know, like you don't jump into this thinking like I desperately need a billboard. You know, that never crossed my mind. And so, but then seeing it, you're like, wow, it's such a dream.
It's super, super duper impressive. And now you are on to the series Upload. And it's such a cool topic, even more so given the kind of circumstances where we're in, where we're so reliant on what's happening virtually. Your character is almost like a guide, kind of navigating people through the afterlife. What more can you tell us about your character?
Yeah, I mean, she exists in the real world and gets to be a customer service rep or a customer service angel also, for those who've decided to upload into this digital afterlife. So she designs their avatar and ushers them into this next chapter of their life, making sure they're comfortable and that they have all their memories. And, you know, Nathan is this young hottie. Don't get a lot of those uploading. And so she gets to become his angel and take care of him, and discovers that some of his memories are a little damaged, which is like, interesting. That doesn't happen.
When I looked at the trailer for it, I thought it was kind of cool how, I mean, it just reminded me of every virtual experience you have where you have to touch your app and, oh, you didn't buy this purchase or you can't have that. When you think about, you know, all the things that we can upload right now and the fact that we're confined to our house, what's something that would be just amazing if you could upload it right now for yourself?
Ooh, if I could upload a Caribbean vacation right now, that would be amazing.
I know.
An upload. Yeah. I would love a 3D printing machine. Like in the show, you print all the food that you want. So it'd be amazing to do that and not have to cook.
No kidding. I'm tired of cooking my own food myself.
Yes.
So I definitely would appreciate that. You know, there's some elements of the show that we've kind of experienced a little bit from the hologram. We've seen holograms performing on stage with people to the 3D printer, like you mentioned, and just the landing of this, it's so perfect. What do you think what do you think the fans will most resonate to? What's been the most exciting part of the project for you to see it now that you're done filming it?
Ooh.
Like, it's just so cool to see how you just bloop and then just the beauty of technology and there it is.
Yeah, I feel like there's so many similarities to now that will be really relatable to people, especially, you know, in watching it. And then now in the time that we're living, it's like, wow, there's way too many parallels. Like, I feel like I'm living Nora's life right now, because all she does is talk to people through screens. And now I'm talking to you, I'm talking to my friends, my family, like, and it's all through this technology that, you know, sometimes you feel can be really disconnecting and takes you out of that human to human connection. But what I find interesting, and having watched it and then living now, is like technology has really afforded me and all of us the ability to continue to connect with the people that we care about. So I think it's an interesting take. And what I love about the show and the world that Greg's created is it's entertaining, but it also makes you think. And I think that's great television. You want something that at the end of the episode, you're like, would you upload? Is that how do you feel about that thing? And I'm excited to see how people react to that.
I am too. I pondered that so much. We appreciate the modern conveniences. And now that we've had to be so reliant on them, it's almost a little lonely and disconnecting. So it's refreshing to see that point of view, kind of in some comedic elements, and seeing it from that point of view. When you think of just all the advances in technology that we've seen, like I said, from the holograms to, ordering things and the 3D printer, do you think there's something that's missing from that element that would be able to bridge that gap from the separatism that we feel from each other, but still be able to keep that warm connected feeling? Is it possible to even bridge that in a way?
Well, I mean, for Nora, what's interesting is, she witnessed her mom and dad have this ideal love, and that played out to the end, that kind of fairy tale romance. And that's what she yearns for, that kind of connection, that love. And she's searching for it in all the wrong places, which is so relatable. And then she ends up finding it in the most unlikely place, also relatable. And I think using technology to do that, she kind of gives you that perspective of it is possible to connect with people deeply through technology. And I think one of the things in the show that I do wish we had is this, it's called a hug suit. And I hope I'm not giving too much away, but it's a suit to where you can go and hold somebody from the comfort of your home. I mean, you can do other things, but you can at least feel the person. And I think that's the one thing that's missing now in our communication with each other is, just to hold someone's hand or give them a hug, the simplest of kind of human interactions that's been missing now, that I think if we had that aspect of technology now, would be really cool.
That would be cool. I just had a conversation with someone that is living separate. I have a house full of people, but who lives alone. And I thought, wow, you haven't even been able to hug someone in like 5 weeks. That's so sad. I'm glad that you guys are putting that levity, because hopefully this will give people that little boost of lightness in light of our current situation, that they could say, yeah, that would be a good idea. It's not as bad as what we're going through. So it's good. We'll tune in and watch Upload and see what it could be.
Right. Exactly. And I think that's my hope, is when people are watching, it gives them just a bit of escape from what's going on. And I mean, there's way more serious things going on in the world, but I want the show to be kind of a break where you can watch it and laugh, because it is wild that the timing of it all, and now how it's coming out. And there's so much in the show that's, we started working on this in 2017. And so a lot of the stuff we shot before, like the opening scene, people are wearing masks, but they're not wearing masks, because of a virus or anything like that. It's just because Greg's kind of commentary on how we've taken care of the world, and there's so much pollution that everyone wears masks now. But you see that and you're like, whoa, this is crazy. But we filmed this over a year ago. So there's little things like that I think people will relate to, but get to laugh about it. And kind of take a break from a bit of the seriousness of it all, which will be so good to just bring, like you said, a little levity to it.
Yeah, definitely needed. Are you doing any music for the show, or have you had any input of any of the sound of the show?
I haven't. I got to sing a little bit in one of the episodes. There's a really sweet scene between Nora and Nathan. But one of the conversations Greg and I had was, is Nora a singer, and how much, musical ability does she have? And I think in that conversation, it was wanting Nora to be her own person, separate from Andy Allo, the singer and musician, and for myself being an actor, also kind of exploring that as a character of like, oh yeah, what if she isn't good at that, or it isn't like her thing. But I'm hopefully we get a season 2, and it'll be fun to kind of maybe play more in the music space and see if I can dabble in some of the songs. But they did a great job with the soundtrack, which I really like.
That's awesome. When you look at your personal development, music to commercials to guesting, and now the lead or the star of a series, what have you reflected, and what have you just internally thought about your progression to this point in your career?
It's wild. It doesn't feel real sometimes, because I feel like I've lived so many different lives, and it's been a wild ride, and in a lot of ways I feel like it's still just the beginning. But then I look back and I'm like, man, getting to tour with Prince, like I think about that sometimes. I'm like, wait, did that happen? What? Oh my gosh. It feels like this incredible dream, and I'm humbled by it. I'm in awe of it sometimes, because to be that lucky to experience that. And I'm so honored that I've had the opportunity to work now with two legends, with, Prince being in the music space and Greg Daniels in the TV space. These two geniuses. And so I'm so lucky. I've been really blessed. And so it's exciting, but also like, oh, okay, what what else is in store for me? Which is so I'm just on this wild ride. It feels like a roller coaster.
And in closing, it also, again, the universe aligning and the things happening the way they do, is the 4 years since we've lost Prince. And here we are talking to you after absorbing all that wisdom and all that knowledge. If you could say anything up to him about where you are now, not too personal, but what would you tell him about this journey and what his part in it meant to you?
Oh wow. I mean, I wouldn't be the person I am today without him. 100%. I wouldn't have been able to show up the way I needed to for this show. And taking on, leading a series, no pressure. But working with him, learning from him, having him, teach me so much, gave me such a foundation to that I take to everything that I do, of integrity, of a standard, of professionalism, of being a vessel. That watching him just create and just be present and open to that, to allow that to flow through him, taught me so much of that's what I aspire to. So I just be so grateful and just thank you, for seeing in me what I did not see yet, and which he saw, and it was, sometimes we would butt heads about that, and sometimes we wouldn't. where I was like you don't know, but he really saw in me so much, and I'm forever grateful, forever changed.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing the audience reaction. Congratulations again. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad you watched the show. Yes. Have you watched it yet?
Yeah, I've seen like a couple of episodes. I didn't get all of them, but I'm gonna get back into it.
Ooh, oh, okay. I'm so excited. Yes. Enjoy them. And thank you so much. It was so great chatting with you.
You too. Take care now.
All right. You too.
Better shake your booties for black girl nerves. Better shake your booties for black girl nerves.